with your host, John Davis.
Hello and welcome again to MotorWeek 88. We're glad to have you with us. Not long ago, a Mitsubishi Precis came to stay with us, just like this one. Not surprisingly, when someone was looking for the car, they might ask, hey, where's the Hyundai? Even people who don't know cars know the Precis is a Hyundai Excel by another name. But Mitsubishi's not pulling a fast one on car buyers. After all, they supplied Hyundai with the technology to produce this car in the first place. So we thought it was only fair to reveal Mitsubishi's version of basic transportation.
The price of basic transportation starts at $53.95 for the standard three-door Mitsubishi Precis. Our test model was the anything but basic LS model. Beginning price for that is $7,249, and our car, complete with air conditioning, alloy wheels, and a power sunroof, came to $8,789. That's not exactly cheap, but it's a sign of the times. Not many people really want basic transportation. No matter what the trim level or options you choose, the power source remains the same. This 1.5-liter four-cylinder makes a humble 68 horsepower. And don't look for any fuel injectors or second cams here. This part of the transportation is basic. And so is the performance. The front-drive Precis takes 12.8 seconds to reach 60 miles per hour and 19.2 seconds to make it to the end of the quarter mile. Speed at the end was 71. These are adequate figures for everyday driving, but not for excitement. The LS gets a 5-speed transmission instead of the base car's 4-speed. In the first 4 gears, the shifter goes where it's put with little complaint. But going up to 5th or downshifting from 5th back to 4th takes some extra persuasion. This gives you the impression that 5th gear is a tacked-on feature in the transmission and shifter design. On the other hand, the clutch does have a nice feel to it. It doesn't have that on or off quality you find in so many entry-level models. There are other ways in which the Precis rises above its econo-box duties. One of them is in braking. The Precis needed only 122 feet of pavement to make a stop from 55 miles per hour. That's pretty good by any standard. The rear end rises to the occasion a little too much, and the brake pedal has all the firmness of an overripe banana. But we're still impressed with this car's overall stopping ability. We weren't nearly as impressed with the Mitsubishi's handling, but we weren't really unimpressed either. The Precis feels a lot like an early front-drive Dodge Colt. It takes a lot of muscle to work the steering at parking speeds. Our car didn't have the optional power-assisted steering, but steering effort lightens up tolerably when speeds increase. Feel is unremarkable. The Precis goes where it's pointed, and that's about all you can say for it. Grip in the terms is like steering feel. It's good enough to get the job done, no more. As for behavior off the track, the Precis isn't what we'd call stiffly sprung, but it does transmit some harshness from small bumps and highway expansion strips. We also noted more squeaks and rattles than we expect to find in a new car. Most of them seem to come from the dash area. In other ways, our Precis seemed fairly well finished. Paint texture was smooth and body gaps even. If you choose our car's LS trim level, you get velour upholstery, thicker carpeting, and a driver's side lumbar support. But many of you won't care that some interior plastics don't have the look or feel of quality. Yet some of the Precis dash features make up for that, such as the standard LS tachometer and graphic trouble display. The seats give good support, but the cushions are firmer than many people will like. We liked having a place to put our left foot. Most econo-boxes don't supply driver conveniences like this. Control and switches are intelligently grouped and easy to reach. Our biggest complaint here is with the cheap-looking plugs and blank switches that serve as a constant reminder that you didn't order all of the available options. Here's a standard feature that's nice, an inside hatch release located on the dash. Controls for the heat and ventilation are clearly marked and easy to use. Just below them is the standard LS AM/FM cassette stereo. A power sliding sunroof is optional on the LS, but beware, it takes up a good bit of the headroom. But there is plenty of room for storing the junk that econobox buyers seem to always haul around. And unlike some cars in this class and even higher, the Precis has a 1/3, 2/3 folding rear seat as standard equipment. The Precis boasts a carpeted luggage area too, but the carpet in our example didn't always want to stay put. The Mitsubishi Precis is EPA rated at 27 city, 37 highway. We experienced a quite reasonable 33. In our safety check, the Precis fails to have front passive restraints and rear shoulder belts. It does have 5-mile-per-hour bumpers and radial tires, but not anti-lock brakes. But then neither does any other car in this class. But the Precis hit us just right with its low price, host of standard equipment, good brakes, and exterior fit and finish. We weren't pleased by some of the car's interior plastics and its squeaks and rattles. We also didn't like the obstinate fifth gear engagement or the lackluster acceleration. For comparison, the Mercury Tracer costs more, but also has more power, better styling, and richer trim. The Hyundai Excel GLS is the same car as the Precis LS and is priced the same. The one thing the Hyundai has going for it is the availability of a 4-door sedan. The Precis comes in 3- and 5-door hatchbacks only. In fact, there are so many entry-level cars out these days, it's hard to tell them all apart. Of them, the Precis is a bargain at its $53.95 base price. But if you are contemplating spending almost $9,000 for this Korean-made subcompact, there are a number of Japanese and even a couple of American-made cars that are price and feature competitive. So think of the Mitsubishi Precis not as one, but one among the many. It may not be the best entry-level car, but at the right price, it is a good one.
Suppose you're about to buy a new car, not necessarily